Read the fucking report. Okay?
I gotta read a fucking report, and I'll deal with your ass later.
That's trash.
Hello and welcome to That's Cool, That's Trash, the podcast where we watch a psychotronic movie online, then get together on Skype to break down the crazy. I'm Matt Howell, and I'm joined today by...
Jacob Balcom.
Jacob Balcom. So we had a little adventure the other day. We went to the Hollywood Theater because they were having a Larry Cohen tribute, and they were showing Q, the Winged Serpent. And I had never seen that movie, and Jacob hadn't, and he had heard the Ape episode that we did last time, and he said that'd be fun to do, so we did it. So here's a little audio from that. Hey.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Get some refreshments?
Let's get a mic on you, and then we'll... Hey, can I just get a slice of cheese and a member popcorn?
You want butter on that?
A little bit.
Member light.
And Narragansett, I guess.
Narragansett?
Yeah.
It's going to be $6.50.
Okay.
That's pretty great.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Jacob.
Hey.
Hey, so where are we?
We are at the Historic Hollywood Theater in Portland, Oregon.
That's correct. And why are we here?
We're here to see Q.
The full title.
The Feathered Serpent or
Winged.
Winged Serpent?
The Winged
okay,
Serpent.
the Winged Serpent. Yeah.
Yes, not very accurate.
No, it's not. By Larry Cohen.
Yes, so this is part of the Grindhouse Film Festival series
Okay.
that they do monthly here. And the head programmer, Dan Halstead, plays 35mm prints from his own collection. So it's like, exploitation, blaxploitation, hicksploitation, whatever you can think of, exploitation, kung fu stuff. But he also does his own kung fu theater series as well. So we're here to pay tribute to the great Larry Cohen, who passed away March 23rd.
Wow.
So this is a screening to celebrate his life and his work, and hopefully we can get a little bit of Dan, the programmer, talking before the movie about his connection with him, and maybe we can get a chance to talk to him, I don't know. So I just was wondering if you can tell me a little bit about your Larry Cohen experience.
Well, it's very limited. I don't know if I've ever seen a Larry Cohen film, honestly. I was looking at some of his credits, and what are the big ones? What would I have seen?
So, okay, the big ones. He made a shit ton of money for a studio with It's Alive in the 70s.
All right.
So that was his, that and Exorcist came out around the same time, and he was very proud of the fact that that thing churned out $8 million.
Yeah.
It ran like in like a soft open, soft distribution, and toured around, made a pretty good chunk of change, and then they brought it out again and brought it to like prestige theaters, and it had a second run of top shelf booking, so it made a ton of money. So that is probably one of his most famous. This film is, and I've never seen this movie, so you haven't obviously either of them.
No.
Okay, so I've always wanted to see this, and just never got around to it. I love Larry Cohen because of The Stuff. Have you seen The Stuff?
No.
Okay, so
I'm coming into this completely blind.
So The Stuff had Garrett Morris in it, and Michael Moriarty, and it was, in my opinion, it was him doing a John Carpenter riff. So it's about this weird white gelatinous goo that they're digging for oil or something like that, and they strike this thing of white goo that comes up, and it's viscous and weird, and it tastes really good. So they start packaging it, and it's a new frozen treat, and it spreads like wildfire. People are cracked out on it like crazy, and then you find out that there's a little more sinister thing behind it, and it might not just be something tasty that comes out of the ground. It might be something alive.
That sounds great.
It's a great movie. It's one of my favorites. But it pokes a lot of fun at commercialism and that whole kind of, it's got a great jingle and a series of ads that are hilarious. It's very satirical and sardonic. So that's my favorite one. So he started off, he was like a failed comedian.
Okay.
And he worked in some clubs in New York City and never really took off. And I guess he worked what they call the Borscht Belt, which is where the Jewish,
yes.
vacation areas. And he just never really landed or whatever as a comedian. So he started working as a page at NBC. And through that, he made some connections, and I think he ended up writing like a spec script for something, and it got made. He kind of was successful pretty quickly, and started writing some stuff. And he's probably most well known and beloved by Walter Sobchak for writing 40-some episodes of Branded.
That's awesome.
That's one of his big claims to fame.
Oh, that's great.
But he did a ton of TV work, and in the 70s, he started making his own stuff. Oh, another film he made was called God Told Me To in the late 70s, which I haven't seen yet, but it sounds utterly bizarre.
No.
And I was going to do that. When I heard that he died, I was going to do that movie on the show, but then this got announced. And I was like, well, we got to do this.
Yeah.
So yeah, since you know nothing about Larry Cohen,
No.
I can't do the whole, like, what do you expect or what are you hoping for? But I guess, it's a giant monster movie.
I'm pretty excited for the monster.
Yeah, so am I. There's a really great documentary. I'm really high on Shudder. Are you aware of that service?
Yeah.
So right now it's $3.99 a month. They just sent out a thing saying it's going to like $4.99 in a week or two. I highly recommend it to anybody that's a horror fan. It's awesome. But they have a documentary on there called King Cohen, The Wild World of Filmmaker Larry Cohen. I think I got the title right, actually.
Damn.
Anyway, I watched it and it's amazing. One of the coolest things about this guy is he's a total maverick. He did whatever he had to do to get a shot. They stole so many shots, which is, shooting without a permit, right?
Yeah.
Black Caesar
Okay.
was one of his early hits.
Okay.
And the quickie follow-up, Hell Up in Harlem.
I don't think
what
I've
the
seen
sequel
that.
is
I've seen
called.
Black Caesar.
So he did that, but they did. There was a fight scene in an airport on a baggage carousel, and they had no permission. Nobody knew what was going on. They were just there with cameras kind of hidden under people's arms, getting it from a couple different angles. These dudes just punching it out
Okay, that's
on a
kinda
baggage
cool.
carousel, and then they just run up the chute and finish the fight up in the top, like in the guts.
Damn.
So he does that kind of stuff. I know that in this film, there's people in the window washer things shooting stuff at the monster. There was bullet shells raining down on the streets of New York City. People were panicking and running, and he's like, get footage, get them, get those people panicking, get that.
Oh my God.
So he was kind of he's a character.
A maverick of sorts.
Yes. So I'm very excited to see what he does with the giant monster.
Well,
and,
now I'm
and the
really
Chrysler
excited.
building.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go down and get our seats.
All right.
Hey, all right, everybody, welcome to the Winged Serpent. This screening tonight is a tribute to the great Larry Cohen, who recently passed away. Yeah, he deserves that. Larry Cohen was an excellent writer who became a great director. He was like a hard-boiled crime writer who made excellent genre movies. I really wanted to bring him to town and talk to him a couple times, but unfortunately it never worked out. It was a very sudden death. But Larry Cohen started out writing for TV. He wrote for some detective shows and Western TV shows. And then he wrote some great Columbo episodes, which really got him noticed. Yeah, Columbo is my favorite TV show of all time. If you haven't seen Columbo in a while, or have never seen it, you can rent episodes at Movie Madness. Yeah. Or watch them on MeTV. Either way, I think it's totally fine at MeTV. But Larry Cohen, after that, started directing movies as well. He made a series of really great genre movies, including It's Alive and the sequels, God Told Me To, The Stuff, Black Caesar with Fred Williamson, and yeah, so many great movies. And this movie stars David Carradine, Richard Roundtree, Candy Clark, Michael Moriarty. Has a really great cast. Larry Cohen's screenplays were so good that they would attract really great actors, and they would give really believable performances in kind of unbelievable situations. And it made the movies work really well. But he was also a great director. I'm a big fan of all the shots in this movie that are from the Winged Serpent's point of view. I think they're really effective. It's my favorite part of the movie. I think that's all. We're watching this in 35 millimeter tonight. There's a really short Larry Cohen trailer reel before the movie. So thank you all for coming. Please don't use your cell phones. And now a tribute to the great Larry Cohen, who cued the Winged Serpent.
So, Jacob, tell me what you thought about Q, the Winged Serpent.
I thought it was fantastic. I really did. And I didn't know that it would be such a fairly well-made movie. I don't know what I was going in expecting, B-movie production values, but it's it's a pretty great-looking film.
It is, especially considering how he pulled it off. So he was working on a Mickey Spillane movie at the time, and he had some differences with, Armand Desante was in it, and he had some differences with the studio or something like that, so he walked. And they hired somebody else to come shoot it, and he scraped up this film at the last minute. He's like, I'm in New York, I have a crew, what can we do? So he wrote the script in a week. And this is, I think, the first project he did with Michael Moriarty, who is amazing. And he shot this whole thing in 2 weeks. He was friends with David Carradine. Carradine was in France, and he just sent him a telegram saying, show up in New York on this date and wear something a cop would wear. A detective would wear. So David Carradine showed up, and he read the script. He's like, what? I don't want to do a monster movie. What the hell are you doing? But anyway, it's amazing because he steals all those shots, right? I mean, when Moriarty's character is running through the streets after a heist, people are staring at him and looking at the camera. I mean, you can see people are dumbfounded by what's going on. So there's stolen shots left and right. What else did he do? He shot the whole film and then gave it to the animators. So, normally you have to do, these measured out planned shots because you want the motion to match up. And he didn't know that, and he didn't care. So yeah. I think they did a pretty amazing job with the stop motion, considering there's moving camera work from helicopter shots and a lot of it.
Oh, it was great. No, I thought it looked really cool. Somewhere in between Harryhausen and Land of the Lost.
Yeah, and I believe his name is David Allen, and I love that guy. He's he's the B-lister. When you can't get Harryhausen, you get this guy. Yeah. And I love his stuff. And some of my favorite things were stuff that he did in the end, in the climax of the film, that were very obviously. Well, why don't you just give a real quick thing in case somebody hasn't seen it? You can see this for free on Tubi TV, which is a free app. You can see it on YouTube if you just search 1982 Q Winged Serpent. I think the full movie comes up, a legal one. But Jacob, give us the rundown so people can follow along at home in case they haven't seen it, which you should see.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, so TV guide pitch or just a basic rundown?
Basic rundown. I didn't even do a TV guide thing.
Oh, yeah. Well, so Michael Moriarty, who plays Jimmy. Well, I guess we have to start with Nancy Stafford, who is Michelle on Matlock, who's the gal that the window washer is staring at.
What?
And then that's the first kill from the titled Q the Winged Serpent, which is basically this awesome flying monster that keeps biting people's heads off in really great ways. And has made its nest at the top of the Chrysler building.
Amazing.
Yeah. David Carradine, Richard Roundtree play two detectives who start out kind of investigating these homicides that have a kind of ritualistic bent to them. And those two plot lines kind of intersect at the end a little bit, but not just barely.
Yeah, I have questions about that.
Yeah, yeah, I do too. And so basically, then enters Michael Moriarty, which I'd love to hear your thoughts on.
On his performance.
Yeah, just
So-
him in general.
So he's one of my favorite protagonists I've ever met because he's an ex-junkie, ex-con, quasi-musician, kind of just loser who we follow throughout the story, and he is an amazing performance. I watched this movie like 3 times, and I just
Yep.
I just get sucked in by Moriarty every time.
Yeah, no, I do too. And yeah, I met 3 times
So
as well.
he plays Jimmy Quinn, and he gets embroiled in this because he stumbles upon the creature's nest, and he's pulled into a bad bank heist, diamond heist, and when he's pursued by his colleagues who want the jewels that went missing, he leads them up to the nest to cover his ass and get their heads chomped off, which is
Yeah.
brilliant. And then he realizes, I can save the city, but I don't want to do it for free, which is an odd thing for a protagonist to do. But and so he kind of saves the city, and there's a big King Kong-esque type of ending that you would expect.
Yes.
So the plots, like you were saying, are a little disjointed, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like there's kind of a never the twain shall meet thing, because they do meet on paper, but they don't really ever interact in film.
No, you kind of have to work it out by being like, oh, okay, these ritual sacrifices have brought on Q. Is that what made Q rise up? And so, but you have to connect a lot of dots.
Yeah,
And,
and
we shouldn't have to do that.
Yeah, and I still didn't know after watching it a couple times, like, did they awaken this god with ritual sacrifice, or is it a chicken and the egg thing? Like, it woke and then they gave it strength by sacrificing to it, or thought they were giving it strength, when in reality it was just feeding. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
And I don't think Larry Cohen was sure either.
I don't think so.
And I don't think he really cared. But Carradine gives a very McQueen-esque, like super laid back, detached, cool kind of performance, where he's almost a Cypher.
Yeah, I called it his McCloud impression. You see, he kind of has that cool, just kind of almost drawl, and just everything's laid back with him.
And Richard Roundtree is his partner, who is his polar opposite. He is an old school, like, give me 5 minutes alone.
Yep.
I will beat this out of him kind of a cop. And I was hoping for more interaction between the two of them, because there was a lot of potential for some comedy or some good drama, but they didn't get much to do.
No, and then they kind of went off on their own separate missions too. They didn't have a ton of scenes together.
No, they did not. Can we just play a little clip of those two cop partners looking for investigating the scene of the first murder of the window washer who had his head torn off?
Hey, what are you looking for? Looking for the head. The only place I haven't looked is up in the parapets.
Won't be much left of it. Did you ever drop a cantaloupe from 40 stories?
I think those are the first lines they say.
Yeah.
But we're not here for David Carradine and Richard Roundtree. We're here for Michael Moriarty. I am a complete convert. I remember the first time I saw The Stuff, I thought he was kind of annoying, and then he becomes awesome. And then I watched it again and realized, no, he's just awesome. I just wasn't ready for how awesome he is. And this film, he's a completely different character. If you don't know him, he's probably most famous for being on the first 4 seasons of Law & Order. And he claims he had issues with Janet Reno because she told NBC to tame down the violence of their shows. And he said, bullshit, I'm going to walk. And he wrote a book about this whole thing, and everyone else on the show says that is not what happened at all. He's a very difficult person to work with. He was very erratic at times, and we let him go when he decided it was time to go. So I've also heard Larry Cohen also said, I love this guy to death, but he's really hard to work with. I love working with him because he's so creative, but he's kind of a difficult dude.
Yeah. No, I can definitely see that.
But I don't care, right? I mean,
No.
It's like, to me, it was like when Community was on and everyone was astounded that Chevy Chase is an asshole.
Yeah.
Like, I would be surprised if he wasn't. Can you imagine that guy just coming up and like wearing a sweater like Henry Winkler and being like, "Come here, you." I mean, he's fucking, he's Fletch. He's, you know what I mean? He's Ty Webb or whatever.
Yeah.
He is a dickhead. So Moriarty's character in this is Jimmy Quinn. And I realized today, I wonder if there's any reason why he chose a Q name for this character, or if that's just random. But he said his inspiration for his accent, he's got this very rad accent.
Mm-hmm.
He said it was, what are they called? You know, like Hunt's, Leo Gorcey and Hunt's Hall. What are the, is that the Dead End Kids or the, I'm totally blanking.
I'm not sure.
Oh, you got to help me. You don't know those guys?
No, I don't think I do.
Man, I got to look it up on the internet. Dead End Kids and the East Side Kids. And then as an adult, the films they made were the Bowery Boys. So they were like the Little Rascals, but they were like the streetwise.
Okay.
Like, you know, yeah, that's what I'm saying. See, like these little thuggish kids that ran around in the city. So his inspiration was to be like those, but a grown-up guy who went through what they would actually have gone through, like probably gone to jail, probably been a wheelman for a couple of bank robberies.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where he was coming from with it. And I felt like when you and I were watching in the theater, I was like, what does he sound like? I know he sounds like someone, and I was like, you know, he sounds like Bill Burr meets Michael Rappaport. Like, I can't describe it.
Oh, that's a pretty good description, though.
Yeah, that very like East Coast, Northeast, just kind of, I don't know, man. It's
and amazing. he has a bit of a Bill Burr look too.
Yeah, totally. I was just tripping out on that. So the first time we meet him, he is meeting with some criminals who are kind of interviewing him for a wheelman job. He says, I just drive. I don't go in. I don't carry a gun. And he says, I also have a prospect for another job. And then we see him at his girlfriend's place of work, which is a bar, and he's auditioning to be a piano player. And he plays in true Larry Cohen style. Larry Cohen found out Moriarty is a musician, so he said, oh, good, well, I can use that. And he wrote it in because that's how Larry Cohen made movies. I'm going to have a really hard time here not playing the entire thing. I don't know if I should or not. It's pretty amazing. What do you think, Jacob?
I'd play the whole thing.
Okay. So the context here is he's going into a bar when they're not open yet to audition, and his girlfriend's there, and the owner or the manager's there. And in the end, David Carradine comes in, and that's the first time these two characters meet. So enjoy Evil Dream.
Yeah. Just play something, huh?
Yeah, I will. And you know this piano couldn't be heard. Go away, evil dream. Leave my baby alone. Go away, evil dream. Go away now. She wakes up crying every night.
Hey, did you ever find that guy's head yet?
Oh, it'll turn up.
What do you do? What you do?
Two stray hearts, two red wine. Tell me a story.
It's all right. You know, that's fine. I got another job anyway.
Sounded okay to me.
Yeah? What the fuck do you mean?
Yeah, what do I know?
I'm not huge on sequels, but how did these two guys, those two characters, not end up in another movie together? Great odd couple.
They are. They're great. I mean, Richard Roundtree is supposed to be, Carradine's partner, but now these two are they're the duo.
Yeah.
They're the movie, basically, the two of these guys.
Yeah. So, and that's, I think outside of the end, like the last 20 minutes, they're not in any other scenes together, I don't think. Because Carradine's doing the whole Aztec research, investigating the bodies.
Well, they're up in the tower together.
Yeah, but that's
when they're shooting the
That's the end though.
That's what I'm saying. Basically the end. Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, I was just a little surprised that it felt like Carradine was like committed for like 5 days, and they just shot all of his stuff, and then they shot Moriarty's stuff. I don't know. I kind of had that. It
seemed like that.
It had that vibe, like it was 2 units or something like that, right? So we keep alluding to this fact that the police, because this is part monster movie, part police procedural.
Yes.
And so there's almost like a separate crime. They, like we said, they are related. There's this Aztec god, and there's these ritual sacrifices coming up. And here's a little bit of the audio of one of the first bodies they find.
Better step outside, son. You don't want to see this.
He told the bellhop he was going to visit a museum. What museum?
Boy, I'm telling you, somebody did a terrific job on this guy with all the right tools. Peeled him like an orange.
Not your ordinary psychopath, huh?
Bought a copy of Q magazine and took off. In less than 6 hours, somebody skinned him.
Flayed is the correct term, I think. Though you don't hear it much anymore. At least not in the last 10 centuries.
Well, if you think that's weird, yesterday we had a window washer whose head just floated away like a balloon.
Okay, there's a lot to unpack there. So the cops are in a hotel room, and there is a body completely flayed, utterly skinless on the bed. Did he say the guy, the victim, said he was going to the Museum of Natural History, right?
Yes.
Which is our link to the Aztec exhibit or whatever.
Yep.
Which is actually not Aztec. It's actually Pacific Northwest tribes, but that's a whole other thing.
I know.
Did I hear him right? Did he say he bought a copy of Q magazine?
Yes.
Okay. That's a really bad joke.
Yeah, it is. But kind of awesome at the same time.
No, bad meaning good.
Yeah.
Before that one guy ruined it. Okay. What else? Tell me something else. I could go on about this all day.
Well, I liked, I did like Candy Clark, who played Jimmy Quinn's long-suffering girlfriend, and also didn't realize that she was in Twin Peaks: The Return. She plays Frank Truman's wife.
His very shrill, very unpleasant wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I recognized her, and I was just like, God, where do I know her from? And I saw that she was in Twin Peaks, and I was like, God, was she Lucy's older sister? No, she would be too old for that. And then I looked up, I was like, what? Frank's wife?
Yeah, and she's she was in The Man Who Fell to Earth, right? I think that's her big role.
So that's where I knew her from. When I was looking this up, like I knew her from this era. So it was The Man Who Fell to Earth. And I have not seen it in a long time, but she's, I guess, most well known for American Graffiti.
Oh, yeah, that's right. No, I haven't seen that in forever.
Yeah, not since I was a kid. But she was great, too. I like that she and Moriarty both gave some really natural performances that felt very real to me.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Normally when we're talking about movies together on the show like this, we're talking about how terrible people are, or how unnatural they sound, or how stiff or wooden the performance is, and we get a lot of joy out of that. I got genuine joy out of this because it was so good.
Yeah, I agree.
Like their fights.
No, they were perfect together.
Yeah. Yeah, I loved it. What else can we talk about? I have tons of clips.
Yeah. There are lots.
The plot's pretty thin.
No, the plot is really, really thin. I think we should jump right into Jimmy's sweetheart deal with the city. Like that's right for picking.
Okay. So I don't know if it's the whole negotiation, But we're going to jump around a little bit here and just talk about some of our favorite moments because the plot is very thin. And I was trying to remember this, Jacob. Why was he in jail? Did he get
Jimmy?
picked up? Yeah. Did he get picked up after?
Yeah, he got picked up after he found the nest.
Yeah.
And made it back down.
After he killed off his two guys that were trying to kill him? After he had their heads eaten?
Yes.
Okay. I just didn't remember.
I think so.
Okay. I couldn't remember why he was there. But at any rate, he tells them, hey, you know, this big bird that's eating people, I can tell you where it is. And so he gets to sit down with the police chief and Shepard, who is David Carradine's character, and everybody else, and tell them what he wants. Great scene.
What's the location of this nest?
Well, Mr. Commissioner, you know, there is nothing in the world that is for free.
Well, no doubt you've thought of terms. Would you care to let us in on them?
Yeah, sure. And I don't need this. I've got my own little paper here. Immunity for the job you got me on now and for anything else that might crop up on me.
You're beautiful, do you know that? You think we give you immunity for crimes we don't even know about?
Yeah, didn't Ford pardon Nixon for anything and everything? I'm just asking for a Nixon-like pardon.
And if that can be arranged, what else?
Money. $1 million in cash, tax-free. Free. Jesus Christ. And you pay the taxes on us. I suppose if you pay the taxes, I got to pay the tax on the tax, but you can work that out with the IRS. I have never paid tax in my life, and I'm not about to start now.
Excessive. The city will never go along with that.
You paid a goddamn lottery winner $1 million, and I'm saving the Big Apple $100 million, maybe $1 billion, and you're going to welch on $1 million lousy dollars? You know, if I had a decent negotiator in there, he'd be asking for $10 million, and you know it.
And that's it?
No, not exactly. I want exclusive rights to all the photographs of the nest and of the nest and everything else up there, including the remains of the thing once you've killed it or whatever. I want to sell them and own them and rent them, and I own the negatives and the book rights.
Gonna make a bundle, huh?
Huh? Yeah, well, why not? You know, a lot of murderers and crooked politicians have done that. What's wrong with me? Huh?
Very well, Mr. Quinn. We can arrange to have the press kept out, and the police photographers will be instructed to surrender the negatives to your representatives. What else?
Yeah, well, I want it all signed, sealed, and notarized with witnesses and handed over to my lawyer in cash.
Banks are closed until tomorrow morning.
Open one.
Hey, a man died yesterday. You've been sitting on this damn information. You could have prevented it. How the hell does that make you feel?
Like a hero, 'cause I'm preventing tomorrow's death and the day after that and the day after that. So kiss my ass. In public, on the Johnny Carson show.
Oh, piss ass!
Oh, yeah!
Behave yourself, Sergeant Powell.
'Cause I'm pissing all over you and there's nothing you can do about it.
So amazing.
How has James Lipton not interviewed him?
I don't know. I don't know how I've gone this long without seeing him.
Yeah, I might actually have to pick this movie up because all of his moments like that are so fun.
Yeah, they are. He's just, I mean, I guess you'd call it a crazy method. Like, just, he does seem very difficult.
Yeah.
That definitely comes across.
Yeah.
But he's great. He's amazing to watch.
So he worked with Larry Cohen. This was his first project. And then he did The Stuff next, which was, I think, 85, 86. And then he was in It's Alive 3, The Island of It's Alive, which I've never seen. I've heard that's actually better than the second one. I've heard it's quite a bit of fun. So I'm going to have to go back and look for that one. And then the last time he worked with Cohen was in 2006, that series Masters of Horror. Larry Cohen directed one called Pick Me Up. Did you ever watch Masters of Horror?
No.
Different director every. Okay. It was a pretty dark one. It was like two different serial killers like fighting over one hitchhiker or something like that. It was a very very dark one, and it's worth checking out. You can also see Masters of Horror for free on Tubi TV, by the way. If you want to track down all of the Moriarty Cohen stuff, that's your list. Oh, and I forgot one. Return to Salem's Lot, which I've never seen.
Oh yeah, I've never seen that either.
I'm a huge fan of the first miniseries, but I never saw the second film. I didn't hear good stuff.
No, I didn't either.
But now I'm going to watch it because of Michael Moriarty.
Yeah, me too.
So he did pretty well for himself. He's won several Emmys. He got an Emmy for that James Dean bio that James Franco was in. He played Jimmy Dean's dad.
Huh.
He was in Bang the Drums Slowly with De Niro, that sports movie about the two friends. Yeah, I think the baseball players. Yeah. And he won some Emmys for Law and Order, I believe. He did really well for himself. And he, in 2007, he debuted his first feature-length film as a screenwriter. And it's called, he plays the man who thinks he's Adolf Hitler, and it's called Hitler Meets Christ. So I need to hunt that down. Toot sweet.
And is he still around? Is he still working?
He is still around. He hasn't worked for a while, but he is around, and he's still alive.
All right.
I recommended that folks check out the King Cohen, that documentary about Larry Cohen. I mean, it's got like Scorsese in it. Like, it's got everybody. J.J. Abrams. Great storytelling. A lot of the people that he worked with, like Moriarty, are in it as well. So super entertaining documentary that I highly recommend. Talk to me about some of the music cues. Oh, I forgot to look up who did the music. It was a very traditional score. Like,
yeah, it was a really traditional score.
Like, not like Bernard Herrmann, but like something like that. I just wondering if you knew who it was.
No, I didn't. Okay. It fit, and it was great, but it didn't stand out to me.
Yeah, I mean, it was some decent music cues, but...
Mm-hmm.
I was just seeing if I could pull it up real fast here on IMDb, but I don't see it.
Oh, but when Evil Dreams started playing again in the background as he's climbing down that fire escape, that was a cue I recognized.
Yes, that's what I was getting at slowly. Was okay. So the music was by Robert O. Ragland.
Okay.
Don't know who that is, but it sounded very classical Hollywood, like you said, inoffensive. Had some coolness to it, but I wanted you to talk a little bit about. You mentioned a certain Norman Jewison movie in reference to this. I wanted you to talk about that connection, how that music goes through here, because it's very strange.
Well, it is, and I think that it reminded me of how the Windmills of Your Mind in the Thomas Crown Affair just like kind of keeps coming up and keeps coming up, and kind of not inopportune times, but just in weird cues. And it's a weird song. And so, yeah, when it came up again after he had played it, I think it's when he's making his escape, and it just starts playing as his soundtrack as he's running into the streets. And I was just like, oh, okay, this is a Windmills of Your Mind kind of thing.
Yes.
But it didn't show up. I think it showed up, a little bit, once more, not enough. It's twice. 2
more times.
Yeah, okay.
So he's having a moment of doubt, I think, when he's kind of fighting with his girlfriend, and he brings it up again, but you're alluding to when his bank heist cohort guys show up looking for the jewels, which he doesn't have, and they are, banging on his door, so he goes out the fire escape. As he's climbing down the fire escape for his life is when this cue comes up.
What do you do? What do you do to make my baby feel? What do you do? What you do to make my baby feel? Go away, evil dream. You better quit messing around.
So when I first saw that, I thought it was like diegetic music. I thought he was climbing down the fire escape singing for some random reason, but then the piano comes in and his mouth's not moving. So that it was surreal.
It is. It's really surreal. It's a weird cue.
Yeah, the weirdest. Yeah, I don't know what else we can say about it. I mean, there's some good kills.
There's some good kills. We should talk about the random mime undercover police officer that Richard Roundtree is paired up with just for a little bit before he gets eaten.
Okay, so there is something I wanted to ask you about now that you jogged my memory, and it's about that. So the gratuitous mime is an undercover cop. He's outside that museum, correct?
Yes.
Waiting to see. What is he waiting for? Who's he looking for?
I think they're suspicious of one of the guys at the museum, right? And they're thinking that he might come out and try to kill someone else to summon the serpent, I think.
Okay, did they think that someone that Shepard talked to was the perpetrator, possibly?
Possibly?
Okay, my other question.
Okay.
After the beast is dead, there is an Aztec priest who attacks Quinn, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Like pops out of, and that whole cliche of, shoot him, think he's dead, shoot him again, maybe even shoot him a third time. Was it really?
6 times.
Anyway, did we see that guy before? Because I don't remember him.
I was trying to think of that too. I don't think he was one of the guys that we met in the museum. I don't think so. I mean, maybe it was just I don't know.
Okay. So what we're alluding to here is that, as we mentioned, the flayed corpses, Shepard does some research and finds out that this beast is Quetzalcoatl, the Aztec god, which is the feathered serpent, but in here he's called the Winged Serpent. People are coming and willingly giving their blood and their heart and their lives to this god. So there's a priest who is cutting them open, tearing their heart out, doing whatever, sacrificing them, flaying them. So that was the B story that was going on. That doesn't really connect. And even here in the end, it doesn't really add up.
No, it doesn't at all.
So yeah, Shepard talked to the guy we mentioned at the museum, and then there's another friend who knew a bunch of stuff. They had some cool conversation about what is a god. There's some neat quasi-philosophy that goes on here a little bit. Mm-hmm. And they were talking about how the priest would wear the flayed skin of the victim as I don't know, there's some cool, like, gory kind of, I love all that Mesoamerican, pre-Columbian, stuff like that, like from Central America and North America and whatever.
Me too. It's great.
So I got off on that, even though it's a very tenuous thread and it's not really clear, and it's not important, I guess.
No.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I just loved it.
Strange, right? Can we not find enough stuff to say because we liked it?
I think that might be it. Yeah, I mean, it's just a bunch of great performances. Like I was telling you before we started recording, I was making clips today during lunch, and I was like, I can't play this whole 5-minute thing. But, I usually try and keep clips under 45 seconds or, 60 seconds. And all of these were like 2 or 3 minutes, get up to 5. I can't pick what I want to do. So, I mean, obviously it was too good for me.
Yeah.
So, so I did want to mention that there's a big climax where once Jimmy shows them where the nest is, a bunch of cops who are actually in real life, like window washers and stuff like that. That's who Cohen hired to do this because they can actually get out on those platforms on the side of a skyscraper. And I think I mentioned to you before we actually saw the movie in the theater that these are the scenes where they were shooting blanks and all the shells were raining down on the street and people had no idea what was going on, so they thought a terrorist attack was happening. So some of the footage you see of people fleeing and screaming with like handheld camera is people literally fleeing and screaming in terror.
That's so nuts.
Yeah, which I really love, despite its cruelty. But when they are plugging away, I thought the death of the creature was pretty anticlimactic.
It was, and it did take like 1,000,000 bullets. Yeah. They just shoot and shoot and shoot at it. And yeah, was I supposed to recognize the building it collapsed on?
So my impression, no.
Okay.
My impression was that was supposed to look like an Aztec pyramid. So it was like it returning to something that was familiar to it as it was dying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Okay, that's all I have. There was some
but then
weird stuff.
There's the reveal at the end, of course, that there is another nest. Yeah, it's a whole other nest.
Yeah, there's another like ruined building and another nest with an egg. And in classic 80s style, the egg cracks open, the camera zooms in as you hear a beast screeching inside of the eggshell.
Then the end.
Yeah, kind of a promised sequel that never happened. I'm a little bitter about. And now Larry Cohen has died, so we're not going to get it. One of my favorite parts that was not Michael Moriarty based was during the big final beast killing scene, whenever that the beast would grab one of the cops and throw it, the very obvious claymation guy with the scream going off in the distance was amazing.
I'm glad you mentioned that because that was something that stood out to me as particularly awesome.
They were very like Gumby-esque looking.
Yeah.
It was awesome. So I love that. Okay, well, I think we can just judge this thing. I don't think it's going to be a big mystery what we're going to say about it, but is this cool or trash?
To me, this is so cool. I really, really enjoyed it. I want to see a lot more of this guy's films. I want to see a lot more of Michael Moriarty's films. I'm in. I'm a convert.
Okay. I do want to set your expectations. This is considered the best Larry Cohen film.
Okay.
So I don't want you to have a downward 45-degree trajectory on your experience.
No, but the stuff should be next, right?
Yeah,
that should be the next one I see.
Yeah. You've seen It's Alive? Or have you never?
I don't think I have.
It's kind of a cheeky... A lot of his films have like these kind of cheeky social commentary things. Like The Stuff is very about consumerism and corporate greed and disregard for the public. And It's Alive was just kind of he just got tripped out on babies. His friends were having babies, and he thought they just seemed like little monsters. So it's just kind of a natural thing. I forgot what Q. I don't think Q really has any commentary to it, but yeah, I'd love to watch some with you, or talk with you about them for sure.
That'd be great.
So for me, this is an obvious cool. I have just been gushing the whole show, so I don't think I need to say much, but great. One of the things I love too is that New York City is a character in this, and this is the New York City before the cleanup of the late 80s when it became Disneyland, like back when Times Square was actually scary and like things were dirty and there was piss everywhere. Like, I mean, I know there's still piss in New York City, but I mean, New York used to be a very different place in the 70s, right? And this is filmed in 81. So it's a dirty, rough little city, and the fact that he stole shots and didn't get permits, and there's no extras, so it's like this little slice of like 1980 New York City before it went away.
So this is my one question though: is how did he get all that aerial footage and all that aerial footage of the Chrysler Building? Is this all stock stuff? Like,
No.
How did he do that?
No, the majority of the budget went to the helicopter shots, I guess.
Okay, so it was just helicopter shots and permitted and everything, and
I think they were permitted.
Okay.
So if you recall, there's a shot where the helicopter, I mean, it's the POV of the beast, you guys, by the way, goes between the Twin Towers.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how that's permitted.
Yeah.
I think he stole that.
He had to have. Because even back then, that would be kind of a scramble the jets kind of situation.
Yeah. So I think a lot of that, I don't know. I want to look that up. I hope there's a book about him. I'd love to read. The documentary is a great place to start, but I think there's a lot more to dig around in for Larry Cohen. Well, thank you, Jacob, for doing the let's go to the movies together thing. That was a blast.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. My pleasure.
So next up, we're going to have the Tales from the Quad Dead Zone movie that I've been saying is the next episode for like 2 months. It really is the next episode. I actually have it scheduled. This is coming from 2 hemispheres, 3 different time zones, 2 continents. It was hard to get this scheduled with an 18 or 15-hour time difference. So, but it's happening this weekend and it's coming soon. So I hope you guys check that out. It is available on YouTube. I highly recommend you check it out. It's a shot-on-video horror film from a black kind of maverick outsider filmmaker, and it is something. It's a trip, and I think you're gonna dig it. So stay tuned for Tales from the Quad Zone, and yeah, that's all I have right now. Also, there's some political stuff going on. I don't always wade into politics on this show, but if anybody wants to donate to Planned Parenthood or the ACLU or anybody that's trying to fight the good fight about what's going on right now in our climate, we're happy to give you one of our movie riffs. We do the Mystery Science Theater thing to some movies. We've done Bloody Pit of Horror, Curse of the Swamp Creature, Invasion of the Bee Girls, and Wild Guitar. If you donate any amount of money and just give us a screenshot of your donation, we will happily send you whatever riffs you want. All of them, if you want. We just want somebody to donate some money. We've done it before. We raised a bunch of money after 2016 elections, and that was cool. We're happy giving that stuff out and raising money for charities, and we'd love to start doing it again. And we're currently working on our Attack of the Mushroom People riff, but it's hard to do when you're all professional adults who have jobs. But it's in the works. Anyway, Jacob, thanks again. I really appreciate it. Love having you on.
Loved it. Thank you.
All right. Well, for That's Cool, That's Trash, I'm Matt Howell.
I'm Jacob Balcom.
And you folks out there, stay trashy.
That's trash.
It's garbage, folks.
You sons of bitches! If anyone ate that sandwich, I'm gonna shove the thermos up your asses one at a time.